Hi, this is Fahad Nasser,
This is Aisha,
and we are from the Social Squad.
and today we'll be talking about how to plan an intimate wedding. So, an intimate wedding is something very thoughtful, very meaningful, and it comes out of a story for us. So, we start off from getting to know the family, the dynamic of how the home works since it's a home wedding, and take it on to crafting it.
So, for us, intimate weddings is a lot dependent on spaces. I think space is where you can get the initial plan on what you want to do. Curation, design, I think, and details. These are the three things which we can put into a lot.
And in an intimate wedding, I think you get a lot of area to develop something very detailed.
Very detailed, and you can take out spaces which every space has their own meaning, which is happening in the house or the venue which you have. So for us, intimate wedding is personal, and it builds memories which you can't create in large gatherings. I don't know about how other companies work, but with us, I think it's a lot of personalization is involved. So clients go into the first initial details of how their event will be branded.
A lot of people come up to us for having very personalized and very visually depicting some kind of a story about them. So we go into those details with them, and especially nowadays I think it's more about SOPs and how the whole thing would be done, and entailing all the SOPs in place.
So I personally feel that the vision they have from, or the outcome they want from the event is what automatically depicts what they should expect out from us. Sometimes a smaller event becomes a grand event, and sometimes a grand event turns out in their mind to be a smaller event. So that expectation, I feel, has to be very thought of from the first day.
Yeah, like a larger gathering of for say 250 or 400 people, as opposed to that, hosting a 50 people gathering or a 30 people gathering could be more meaningful and more luxury, as we say.
I personally believe that in large gatherings, you don't have to focus too much onto the number of courses we have in terms of meals, but in a mini gathering, your catering is automatically very luxury, I would say. You could present in a better way. The dinner could be seated as opposed to a large gathering where you can't do sit down
and a
dinners
lot of
for 400
I think food
people.
styling also comes into play when you host a very intimate gathering as opposed to a large one.
So I think it's the client should just understand what they want out of that particular event. Now that could be a nikah, or that could be a mayu, or that could be a smaller reception.
So I think nowadays, through intimate weddings, people are looking at weddings back then of their family, of their mothers back then, how wedding used to be like.
The पुराने ज़माने की शादी is
The
coming
old
back.
world charm,
The old
basically.
world charm. I personally don't connect that much to the old world, but it's Aisha's particular favorite theme to work on. We are currently involved with 7 weddings in the coming future, which is about old world charm.
And a lot of brides, I think, connect to the past,
Yes.
the olden time. But saying that, I think we explore a lot of themes, and even brides come up to us with various themes that they have in mind.
I feel the concepts are also coming in place with Instagram in place, and with all the world of social media. I think people are now coming up with concepts.
So more than I think Mayu or people are really exploring pre-wedding events, and they are very open to knowing different ideas.
It's a mix of discussions, I feel. Now, because of, again, in social media coming in place and weddings are becoming more personal, people want some kind of personalization added to it. So that could be done through favors, mithai boxes or chocolate boxes or candles.
And then we develop certain illustrations and do some visual storytelling around the couple, around the family, and depict it throughout the tapestry of event. We do a lot of layering through fabrics, through favors, as he said, through menu cards.
For one of the menu cards, we had father-in-law giving us a poem for the bride, which was written for the bride and was embossed on each and every menu card which was on the table.
One of our brides, she's an artist, so she is painting a mural by herself. So that is interesting enough for us, because that will be a part of her own big day. So I think that's where I think the uniqueness comes from the people as well. So I think a lot of unpredictability has come into place. yet I think people are finding their ways of like makeshift turning up things and finding alternate solutions to planning a wedding.
Yeah, and a lot of ideas have changed into, obviously the first thing is now about applying social distancing measures to the event, and we are also taking measures by putting single seating sofas, for example, not doing triple seater lounges, to not make sure that that distance is taken place.
And placing maybe like trays in the middle just to ensure very subtly how people should maintain social distance.
Of course, we can't go out and just
Yeah.
put a Dettol stall over there.
Yeah.
It has to be done very subtly. But we're trying to do masks which are personalized. We're trying to do sanitizers which are kept on table, which are very personalized or subtly integrated.
And I think honestly, we have more like social responsibility towards the wedding. So we keep our team and our management very much aligned with the SOPs. So it comes through us and it follows through the
Yeah,
event.
and I
as
think
well.
it's starting from the very first day now, from planning
Yeah.
the first session until the on-ground event has happened. It's now all COVID rule based. Advice, there's no advice per se. I feel people are very smart when it comes to their own wedding days, but don't worry and don't take stress. Come up with some ideas which you feel we will be able to take care of.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad about not hosting big
Yeah.
weddings and that person is doing a big
Yeah.
wedding and that person is doing a big wedding, because I personally feel luxury is niche and you should go for it.
Yeah.
It's a good opportunity to enjoy with your own and close
Yeah,
people.
it's at the end of the day, it's about you and your very close knit people who you have to celebrate
Yeah.
at the end of the day and create the happiness.